Lego gear.
What is up, everybody? Nicklegostava here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you some of my custom Lego Metal Gear stuff. Now, this is actually from a few years ago I made these, but never released a video on it. I think I recorded one, but just didn't release it. But here I am, re-recording the video, making a nice new video for everybody. Let's bring this a little bit closer. But I have most of the characters here from the first game, including a mock Metal Gear. So let's get into it. We're of course going to start off with Solid Snake. I've played through this game countless times. Now this was still when I was doing mostly decal stuff, but if I can find the original files I used for this stuff, I will try to get a company to make printed stuff. That would be great to see with these characters. But you can kind of see that, you know, the decals, they're not as good as it would be printed, but you can still tell that Snake. I mean, look at all the detailing on the legs still. It does make the tolerance on the leg a little bit tighter moving up, but didn't affect it all that much. And this is a custom belt piece that he can also hold in the holster there. You can actually holster his weapon. So there's that. There's Snake. So all that detail went in. Like I said, I make all the details for minifigures in Photoshop. So lots of detail on Snake there, front and back, and legs. And then, Liquid! Right here. He's got his trench coat here. This is actually a really old piece. I probably cut out this piece for Commissioner Gordon when I was like 12 years old or something. So yeah, it's a survivor, this trench coat piece that I have. And I just left his arms flesh color. On my other custom I had non-flesh color to go in with that, but it doesn't really matter all that much. But yep, this piece is kind of hard to come by in this color. You usually can find it in this lighter blonde color, but I think this looks better than the lighter blonde color of this piece. I think that's what it was before I found this piece. But I really think that suits Liquid, and this is the older printed, this is not a decal, this is the printed ab piece from, it was in a couple sets, but mostly in the Indiana Jones set is the most noteworthy set. You get that ab printed piece in. And then we have Ocelot right here. And he also has his trench coat, and he has his revolvers. This is also this is all printed stuff that you could just put together with your own people. You wouldn't have to have decals or anything. And on him, his trench coat, I did cut it a little bit in the back to have his hair. But yes. And this piece, I'm trying to think of what sets these pieces are from, so you could just put this together yourself if you wanted Ocelot. I believe that's from some Star Wars guy. And then this centerpiece, I want to say that's from maybe a Harry Potter set. You know, I wish I knew exactly, but yep, there's Ocelot. And then we have Deep Throat, aka Gray Fox, right here. And his custom, you can slide this up, and that's kind of the face I have underneath. I think that kind of went a little bit with his kind of damaged face under the mask a little bit. I was going to do a custom, but didn't end up doing that. Another problem with decals that I did a few years back when I did this guy was this was off-centered, and since I used super glue, that would not necessarily be easy to get off. So that's just a little off-center that still bothers me some years later. But put some on his arms as well. But overall, I still think these are good customs. I'm not going to discount them just because they're decals instead of printed, you know. I still like them, and I probably still use them in a stop motion if I can't get the company to make the printed ones, because they don't always just agree to everything. Here is Psycho Mantis. You can see inside my mind? No. Fuck. Alright. That's from the legendary Awesome Gear? It was something awesome. The Awesome series. Those were hilarious. I watched those on Newgrounds over and over again when those came out. But yeah, I also used, this is the tan that I was talking about that I originally used for the side arms on the trench coat. But I think they kind of go with Psycho Mantis' more kind of pale, weird colored skin. So since you're not going to see the other flesh color, he had gloves on and he just had his arms exposed. I think that really suits him. But that is on there as well. The decal, you can't really see it all that well, but yep. All custom made detail for Psycho Mantis there. And this is a gas mask piece. I kind of wanted to have one bigger that kind of went up to the forehead too, but I think this is good enough for Psycho Mantis. I'll probably end up painting the eyes in instead of just a sticker that was on there, because that was a lot older than him, that sticker on that headpiece. And then this was my original snake headpiece. It was actually a piece of construction paper cut out for the headband. It's still on there after all these years. I made this, like I said, probably when I was like 12 or something, when I was playing the game about 1,000,000 times. But yeah, I still have that. I don't know, do you think that the printed on headpiece is better than the one that actually has the headband going off in the back? I don't know, haven't decided on that, but I like it either way. What else? Oh yeah, I'll just go glance over these before I get into Metal Gear itself. This is Raiden when he becomes a badass cyborg ninja. This is a really old custom that I made when that game came out, basically, besides the hairpiece. But I mean, look at that sharpied face. This is one of my best sharpied faces ever. I mean, look at that eye. That detail I used to do when I did sharpening usually wasn't the best, but this one I still like. Look at that. That looks good for sharpening something. And then this is Vamp. He's just holding a blank figurehead in his hand. But I always thought that guy from that Harry Potter set looked like almost exactly like Vamp. I mean, pretty close. So, not much of a custom there, but that's my Vamp. And then, what a lot of people have been waiting for, oh wait, can't forget Otacon. Otacon's kind of a simple one. I could definitely do better on Otacon. Just Harry Potter, basically, in a different outfit here and a different hairpiece. So, yeah, I can definitely do better on Otacon, but gotta have him. Better than not having him. Move all them out of the way. This is my custom Metal Gear MOC. Many have been made, but the way I start out things when I'm getting ideas for stuff is usually the smallest of things. Smallest of detail, like playing the game, looking at pictures of Metal Gear. What stuck out to me the most was these little binocular pieces that I wanted to use for that detail on Metal Gear. If I decide to edit this video, I'll put a picture somewhere. If I just upload it raw, you won't see the picture, but you'll know what I'm talking about if you know Metal Gear. That was where I started with this whole MOC, and just kind of went from there and picked out little other details to kind of get it going. And this was all done with pieces I just had sitting around. I didn't order anything from Bricklink or get fancy and crazy with it. This was just pieces that I had around that I managed to put this together. And then these little details for the little prongs that are on Metal Gear's feet, I had there as well. The railgun piece right here, I do believe that can be held in without glue, but I did glue in those two pieces just so they don't get knocked off very easily back there. But yeah, the railgun, just kind of simple. This is something that's you could probably put together if you have a decent amount of pieces at your disposal. And then yes, a minifigure actually can sit inside with controls as well. Don't want to like break it or knock it over. But yeah, I do wish I had like the notching pieces around there. That'd be better than the ball joints, but these are still relatively strong ball joints, so they hold everything together decently. And the leg detailing here, just tried to put a few simple slopes in there and a few different details instead of it just being flat. You know, I do think that this turned out about as good as it could for just pieces that I had laying around. I mean, it's awesome. Let's see if I can get liquid in there without breaking anything. Let me take his trench coat off here. But I always, of course, like every piece of media that I enjoyed when I was younger, I always wanted to turn it into Lego. Like literally everything. That was what was great about Lego. I could just turn every piece of media into Lego. And that was one of the first things I wanted to do with Metal Gear. I had actually made a lot of other different Metal Gears before this when I was younger, but they were just never this good. This is like really good. This is something I'm actually proud of as a MOC here, is this Metal Gear. It really has the shaping down, the stance down. This is about to cut me off, but I'm going to continue. Really just the look is nailed here. Tell me what you think of this Metal Gear in the comments, and if you have a Metal Gear video, tell me about it in the comments. I will check it out. I do read all my comments that I can, which is pretty much all of them, unless YouTube deems it as like spam or something, which that happens sometimes to like regular comments for no reason. But to hold this stuff in back here to kind of have it in its stance there, I have that clip holding it in. It could also be adjusted if I wanted it higher up for the rail gun on that side. But you just see, this is nothing ultra complex back here. It's these pins holding it in so they can swivel. I had a clip in on this side, but I don't know where that one went. Probably got knocked off. Probably got knocked off. But yep, and of course, with my Lego stuff, there were a few non-Lego pieces mixed in, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, this is some other brand, that dish piece right there is some other brand, but that doesn't necessarily matter as much to me as long as it's quality pieces that sort of go along with it. Like, that gray matches this gray pretty well, you know? And the yellowing Lego pieces, I think those were less yellowing when I first made this a couple of years ago, but since they've been out of the box that they were in, it's yellowed a little more, but that's to be expected. I also have the Hind D. I'm probably just going to briefly go over the Hind D, but yeah, I just wanted to show you the figure can sit in there. You can also grab onto the handles, but I'm not trying to do all that right now. I just knocked one off. Knocked one off. There's that. I'm just going to scoot that back there so I don't set it down and break it or something. Here's the Hind D. Probably not going to be able to fit this on display here fully because it's gigantic pretty much. Don't know where this piece just fell off of on the side there. But yeah, the Hind D here.
Hind D?
Yeah, there's the Hind D. I do plan to do a Metal Gear
Lego Gear
stop motion at some point. I actually kind of wanted to wait to reveal all this stuff in the stop motion. I think that's why I didn't originally upload my first video I made on this years ago. But it'll still be exciting when I do it. I might redo the customs by then, I might not. We'll see. But there we go. Tell me your thoughts of this in the comments below. What does this laptop say? Oh, this is the one from my Riddler video. The really old Riddler video on the channel. That's what that's from when I drew that. Or wait, is that the Agents one? One of them. Oh no, I actually drew this when I was a kid. This is the Otacon thing. It's like he's looking at the laptop in the game thing.
Snake!
Wow, that's funny. I could definitely do a better job. I could print out like a custom one and make it look like the Lego faces are in parts of the sections of it, if you know what I'm talking about. Where'd Snake go?
Gray Fox!
Yeah, this is just awesome for me. So, I know people probably didn't make it to the end, but if you did, be sure to drop comments, drop a like. Be sure to watch other videos. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much. And if you're not yet subscribed and made it all the way to the end, you must like the content. So check out some of my other videos. I still do Lego videos. I want to start doing more. I want to have a designated day for each type of different content. Like a day for Transformers, a day for Legos, a day for Hot Wheels, a day for all kinds of different content I want to make on the channel. So, there you go. Have a great one. Peace. Bye-bye.